Hello, my name is Dr. Brian Raid, and I'm a naturopathic doctor. And I'm very excited to announce that my Overcoming Chronic Illness course is ready to be launched. I'm going to be teaching it over 4 weekends coming up across the end of May and into June. And I'll talk about the dates in just a second, but just to give a little bit of background on the course, I mentioned it just a little bit in some other social media posts, but for anyone who doesn't have any context for this so far, this is a course that I've been working on for the past several months. I've been thinking about it for years and finally decided, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet and, well, not bite the bullet. It was enjoyable to put it together, but I finally decided to allocate some of my non-working time to putting this course together. And the reason I put it together is because I know there are so many folks out there who are dealing with complex chronic illness. They're dealing with these chronic symptoms, whether it's chronic fatigue, chronic pain, chronic neurological symptoms, chronic digestive issues. The list just can go on and on. And I know that many of those patients, I see them in my practice, so I get a lot of feedback. People from around the world comment on my social media posts. So one of the themes that I've seen amongst those interactions is that some folks, a lot of those folks, they just seem to feel that they're dealing with issues that just are unfixable. That they've been to so many doctors, specialists, tried different treatments, and they're still not better. And hopefully in some cases they're somewhat better. They've seen some improvement. Sometimes they haven't, but they're just really sort of at their wits' end trying to get answers to their health issues. And so that's what I focus on in my practice with the majority of my cases, these difficult cases. And so I put this course together because of patients who are folks that I can't see in practice because there's just only so many hours in the day, and it's not possible to see everybody. I put this course together for folks who are just not sure what the answers are to their persisting health issues. They are trying to find answers and just have been unsuccessful up to this point because, or not fully successful up to this point, because chronic illness is just so convoluted. It's really complicated. I mean, it's my full-time job, working on this, and I have a pretty good handle on it, I dare say, but I can see why it can be so overwhelming and mystifying for folks who aren't doing this as their full-time job. They don't have a medical background or a health background. So one of my goals with this course is to help demystify, kind of remove some of the complexity and the uncertainty around chronic illness issues, and talk about the various root cause factors, the various treatments that can be successful in helping to resolve these chronic health issues. Another goal of mine with this course is to basically put, as part of the course, there are these resources, these cheat sheets, as I'm calling them, that attendees of the course can either download or print off so that they can bring them to their healthcare provider to help give their healthcare provider more information, a better sense of what they might be missing. So if, say, for example, a patient suffering with chronic fatigue, for example, they are they've had their thyroid checked, their B12 levels checked, their iron levels checked. They've been working with herbs to support their adrenal glands. They've been on different multivitamins. They've done acupuncture. They've done a whole bunch of different things, red light therapy, like whatever it is, and they're still not better. And they're well-intentioned local healthcare providers like, I'm sorry, like I'm just not really sure what else to do with you. Like I've done everything that makes sense. Well, that individual, if they participate in my course, then we'll go and do a deep dive looking at all the many other underlying root cause factors that could be explaining why a person might have chronic fatigue that goes well beyond that list of things that I mentioned. So that person then could say to their, say, go through the course, see, like, oh my gosh, like I think based on this information, I think I have mitochondrial dysfunction, because not to spoil the surprise here, but if a person has low energy, they have mitochondrial dysfunction because all the energy in our cells comes from our mitochondria. So they might say, okay, I have mitochondrial dysfunction. Man, like heavy metals can cause that. Mold illness can cause that. And yeah, I lived in a moldy place, in my undergrad for several years. Maybe I picked up some mold there, or, oh yeah, I had that tick bite and, my fatigue started right after that or something. It's like, maybe because mitochondrial dysfunction can be caused by chronic infections. Or, oh yeah, like I do go to the shooting range and shoot lead bullets every weekend. Maybe I have, heavy metal accumulation. So they can bring these resource sheets, which are on all the different topics that I cover in the course, which I'll get into in just a second, and bring those cheat sheets to their healthcare provider saying, I think I might have some of this stuff going on. Can we look into that? And then the healthcare provider could either say, oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Sure, let's do that. Or I'm not really sure how to do that, but I know Dr. So-and-so up the road knows all about heavy metals, so why don't you go see him or her? Or, oh, I know Dr. So-and-so who, focuses on mold issues, like go see that doctor. So it should, my hope is that it will lead to better care for the individuals who participate in the course, because not only will they have themselves a better sense of what might be going on with their issues and be able to work in partnership with their healthcare provider to hopefully find the solutions that they need to get fully well, but there are those sort of handy, ready-made resources to pass on to the clinician. So it's not up to the patient to say, okay, I'm going to take really, really good notes during this course, and then hopefully be able to convey things. Like there are literally these cheat sheets that can be sent or passed on directly to the healthcare provider. So I see that I'm already 6 minutes into this video, and so I need to wrap it up here. But that's my goal with this course. As I mentioned, there are I'm going to be teaching over the span of a few weekends. What I'll mention first is that I have 8 modules lined up as it stands right now. They're all on my website, and actually in either if you're on Instagram, if you can check in my bio, my link tree, I have a link to join my mailing list, and so in there's all the information about the course itself. So if you sign up for the mailing list, you'll get information about the course itself. There's also a checklist that I have in there to see if the course is something that may be applicable for you or not. And if you're on Facebook or YouTube, I'll have the information in the description below for accessing that information. So there are 8 modules. I'm going to get into histamine related issues. I'm going to be getting into there's a module on histamine related issues. There's a module on mitochondrial dysfunction, module on heavy metal related issues, module on mold toxicity, a module on chronic infections, module on, oh my gosh, I've spent so much time on this course, and what else do I have in there? Module on, I have a module on just my sort of top therapies that I've seen to be the most successful in practice. And then we'll say that there's 2 surprise modules, because I can't remember what they are off the top of my head, but they're very, very good. Digestive disorders, that's another one, which is a huge, huge module. There's so many digestive disorders. And then I have another one on just kind of tying everything together. So I don't think I missed any modules in that list, but anyways, it's all there in the resources, in the links that I mentioned. So the way that the course is going to be formatted, I'll be teaching it as a live course over 4 weekends. I'll be covering 2 modules per weekend. So the first one will be Saturday, May 28th, and that'll be running, planning to run it for about the session should be about an hour and a half. So running from 12 p.m. Eastern time until 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. And so it'll be the first week, modules 1 and 2 are Saturday, May 28th, and then I think it's June. Oh my goodness, June 4th, I believe, is the next one. Then June 11th is the next one. Then we're skipping a week on June 18th because I have a jiu-jitsu competition that I don't want to miss. And then the final one will be on June 25th. So I hope I have those dates right. They're all properly noted in my website. And for anyone who is interested in the course and is not able to attend live, or they might miss some of those sessions, or Saturdays just don't work for you or whatnot, I will be recording the session so you can access them after the fact. I do have an early bird registration, so I believe I have that set until Wednesday of next week. So if you are planning to sign up, please sign up before Wednesday of next week so you can get the early bird. And after the course is complete, I do plan to do some bonus Q&A sessions, like either via Zoom or Facebook Live or something like that, just to answer some additional questions beyond that, just for folks who have post-course questions and whatnot. So anyways, very excited about it. I hope that this is going to be useful to so many people. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the section below, and I will hopefully see many of you at the course.